Hello and welcome to our last and fourth video for this year. 2020 was a very challenging year. We all been there. It comes nicely to an end. We're gonna go to our Christmas, New Year, holiday and start next year. So this is the last video this year. This video is a bit longer than the longest video, but I promise you, stay tuned, you're gonna love the content. What I wanted to talk to you about today is type of factories, okay? Now, before I started talking about the type of factories, I will explain why. Let's assume you start to work with China. You think, I can do this by myself, and you could, definitely. Before you start working with specialists and outsourcing companies and buying agent and all this kind of information, you want to try it yourself. So you order the samples from China and you get the samples in hand and you're like, whoa, I love it. That's exactly what I want. And then you get the mass production and it's a total disaster. Things are not the same. They're not the same as the main sample you received. Things are not the same in the mass production. Why is that? One main reason is called the type of factory you're working with. You see, you have QC companies, quality control company, who can control the quality of the factory, but these things cost money. Every QC costs a fortune. So if you have for the same production 3, 4, 5 times QC, right, quality control, it's a lot of money. It affects the end of the price. You need a peace of mind. And a peace of mind means to work with someone that knows what they do, that you don't need to check them every single day. How's my product? How's my product? Is there any change? Send me a picture. Send photos, send video. It's a lot of energy. So what I wanted to discuss with you today is the type of factory. And in China, there are small factories, medium corporation, and huge corporation factories. Usually the big factories and the good ones that are working with Disney, with Universal, with Coca-Cola, with Merlin Entertainment, you name it, with all the biggest companies in the world, right? These companies are working only with type of factory that are social, ethical, audit certificated, okay? What does it mean? There's a certain standard, it's called SA8000, Social Ethical Audit Report, that these kind of high-end factories or factories that have this kind of report can work with huge corporations. So to simplify it for you, this kind of report is an external company that come to the factory and check them inside out. What they do is they check about 9 points within the factory, and then they give the factory a certain stamp, a certain grade, and this report valid for, let's say, 1 year. Now, if we're going into the report, you will see that each one of these points is extremely essential. All right? For example, child labor. Come on, very clear. Forced labor. Forced labor, this is something I would like to point out. I saw a documentary about a very big company in the USA that is controlling the garlic market. And they offer it a peeled garlic in such a competitive price that that's just impossible. It's less than the cost. How they do that was using prisoners. They went later on into the prison and they saw all the prisoners without any nails was sitting all day long and peeling. This is forced labor. This is not something you want to find out that your company is using. 3, health and safety. Health and safety, very important. If you have a normal chair to sit, if you have drinking water, if there's toilet facility, what happens in case of a fire? Where's the fire extinguisher? All these kind of things are related to health and safety. Number 4, freedom of association and collective bargaining. Let's say that you come alone and you're saying, hey, I would like to get more money. They say, sorry, you're fired. They can, because it's one person. But if you group up few people and say, hey, we would like to have more and more salary because this and this of the work we do, that's okay. You're allowed to do that. And this is one of the things that you are not allowed to get fired for. Point number 5, discrimination. We all know what it is, right? Number 6, disciplinary practices, which means punishment. Basically, if you don't finish your work on time, you're not going to get paid. If you don't finish your work on time, you're not going to go home, etc. Point number 7, working hours. This is very important. Also, big factories work around the clock, but it doesn't mean that the same shift is 24 hours there. They are limited for certain working hours, and all this is controlled. So, number 8, remuneration, which means salary control. Yeah, it's a bit like a word that I don't normally use. Remuneration, salary control, which means the salary you get is enough for you to pay your rent, to pay your bills, to go to shopping, to travel. It's enough. It's not underpaid. And number 9, management system, how things are controlled. So all these 9 points are controlled every year when a factory want to extend their audit report every year from the beginning. And trust me, some factories really need this audit report because they know that without a valid audit report, they're not going to get orders. I have clients that actually, they demand that an audit report is going to be not older than 1 year, that the total score is going to be not less than 8.5, which is extremely difficult to find. What's the reason for that? These kind of big corporations are in the stock exchange market. Okay, and if something comes to the news, like a newsflash, hey, this and this company is using child labor, what happened to the stock? They go down. Each drop of going down costs them millions. They cannot afford that. That's why they would like to cover themselves. Now, this is not just about big corporation. This is also about you. If you work regularly with China, it's very difficult to find companies that have social ethical audit report. Try it with your suppliers. If you cannot, come to us. We've been doing this for the last 15 years. We've been working with companies as a buying agent, which we deal with China every single day. We offer factories that have social ethical report, and we have factories that don't. It really depends on your standard, where you're importing the goods, what is the standard of work you want to work, and what's the price you want to pay. All right? We wish you all the best. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year. Stay healthy, and we'll see you next year in 2021. It's going to be a fresh new year with lots of more content. So be blessed and keep following us. Take care. Bye-bye.